prayed for the Lord's confirmation, thus Sanatana Goswami prayed for the Lord's confirmation that his teachings would actually evolve in his heart by his grace. Otherwise, Sanatana knew that there was no possibility of his being able to describe the Lord's teachings. The purpose of this is that the Acharya, spiritual master, are authorized by the higher authorities. Instructions alone cannot make one perfect. Unless one is blessed by the spiritual master or Acharya, such teachings cannot become fully manifested. Therefore, one should seek the mercy of the spiritual master so that his instructions can develop within oneself. After receiving the prayers of Sanatana Goswami, Lord Chaitanya placed his feet on Sanatana's head and gave him the benediction that all the Lord's instructions would fully develop within him. Wow.
So Sanatana Goswami is being an example for us also. He's showing us how to approach the spiritual master, how to seek the mercy of the spiritual master. And Srila Prabhupada is pointing out that we receive instructions, but how can we follow the instructions? It's after we have received the mercy of the spiritual master.
Thus, the Lord described the ultimate stage of love of Godhead. Lord Chaitanya said that such a description cannot be given very elaborately, but that he had informed Sanatan as far as possible. The author of Sri Caitanya Caritamita concludes this chapter by writing that anyone who attentively hears these instructions of Lord Chaitanya to Sanatana Goswami very soon becomes situated in Krishna consciousness and engages in the pure devotional service to the Lord.
Yeah, that's so kind. Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami is, he keeps giving the benedictions. Even Vrindavan Das Thakur, they keep giving benedictions. One who has heard this pastime, and we get the benefit. Srimad Bhagavatam is also like that. So simply by hearing. So it's different when we are hearing the pastimes of the Lord, or when we are hearing the instructions of the Lord, is different than hearing any ordinary news or of some famous person of the material world.
Explanation of the Atmaram verse in Srimad Bhagavatam. Lord Chaitanya next explained to Sanatana Goswami a very famous verse known as Atmaram verse, Srimad Bhagavatam 1.7.10. Atmaramascha munyayo nirganantha api urukrame kuruvanti ahetuki bhaktim itham bhuta guna hare. The general meaning of this verse is that those who are liberated souls and are fully satisfied within themselves will eventually become devotees of the Lord. This specially described the impersonalist who have no information of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They try to remain satisfied with the impersonal Brahman, but Krishna is so attractive and so strong that he attracts their minds. This is the purport of this verse.
And which are the two examples, usually, the famous examples too, who, give evidence to this verse?
Is it the four Kumaras and Sukadev Goswami?
That's right. And they were on the liberated platform, but they heard about Krishna, they smelled the tulsi leaves of Krishna's feet, and they became pure devotees. So that means pure devotional service is even more blissful, more pleasing than just being on the liberated platform. Otherwise, why would they do it? We are pleasure seeking. We just want to be happy. And whatever we get happiness, we will do that. So these devotees are showing that the happiness in engaging in devotional service is even higher than being on the Brahman platform, being on the liberated platform.
Lord Chaitanya had previously explained this verse to the great Vedantist Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Sanatan Goswami, after taking lessons from Lord Chaitanya, referred to this incident and prayed to the Lord to again explain the Atmaram verse. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj, the author of Caitanya Caritamita, appreciating the Lord's explanation of the Atmaram verse, has glorified Lord Chaitanya in a prayer.
So, yeah, Lord Chaitanya explained this verse to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was impersonalist before. But after he heard the explanation of the Vedanta from from Lord Chaitanya, he became a great devotee of Lord Chaitanya. We'll hear about it in Caitanya Caritamita.
Sanatan Goswami fell flat at the feet of Lord Chaitanya and requested him to explain the verse as he had formally explained it to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Sanatan expressed his eagerness to hear the same explanation in order that he might be enlightened. When the Lord was thus requested by Sanatan, he replied, I do not understand why Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya so much appreciated my explanation. As far as I am concerned, I don't even remember what I said to him. But because you are asking this of me, with the help of your association, I shall try to explain whatever I can remember. Thus, the speaker and the audience are very intimately connected. The speaker is enlightened by the presence of the audience. The speaker or the master can speak very nicely on transcendental subject matters before an understanding audience. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya said that he did not know how to explain the Sanskrit verse, but that since he was in the association of Nathan, he would try to explain.
So the speaker and audience is connected, Prabhupada is saying. Well, Krishna is present when his leelas are being spoken, transcendental subject matters are being spoken, and when the audience is good, but really eager to hear, then the speaker is also able to speak nicely. This is what Lord Chaitanya is telling Sanatana.
The Lord then went on to point out that there are 11 words in the Atmaram verse. Atmaram, Cha, Nunyaha, Nirgunatha, Api, Urukrame, Kuruvanti, Ahetukim, Bhaktim, Itam Bhuta Guna, and Hari. The Lord then began to explain each and every one of these words. As far as the word Atmaram is concerned, the Lord explained that the word Atma means 1, the supreme absolute truth, 2, the body, 3, the mind, 4, the endeavor, 5, the intelligence, 6, the conviction, and 7, the nature. The word Arma means enjoyer. Therefore, anyone who takes pleasure in the cultivation of knowledge of these 7 items is known as Atma. Later, the Lord would describe the different kinds of Atmarama or transcendentalist. As far as the word Munyaha or Muni, those who are great thinkers are called Munis. Sometimes the word Muni is also applied to a person who is very grave. Great sages, great austere persons, great mystics, and the learned scholars are also called Munis.
So what Lord Chaitanya is saying, Atma, the seven things referring to Atma, what is he saying?
The supreme absolute truth, the body, the mind, endeavor, intelligence, conviction, and nature.
And Aram.
Sorry, so just one question. So how the endeavor is the Atma? Like how?
I'm not sure. This is what Lord Chaitanya is saying. That's what we are trying to see. And cultivation of the knowledge of these 7 items is known as Atmaram. This is what Lord Chaitanya is saying. That Aram means enjoyer.
Hmm.
And one who takes pleasure to cultivate the knowledge of these 7 items is called Atmara. Yeah.
Okay.
So absolute truth, the body, the mind, endeavor, intelligence, conviction, and nature. This is what Lord Chaitanya is explaining. Okay.
The next word, Nirgrantha, indicates freedom from the bondage of illusion. Nirgrantha also means one who has no connection with the scriptural injunctions. Grantha means revealed scriptures, and Nir is an affix, which is used to mean no connection, constructing, and also prohibiting. There are many instructions for the spiritual realization, and person who has no connection with such scriptural injunctions are known as Nirgrantha. There are many people foolish, low-born, and misbehaved, and who have no entrance into the revealed scriptures and injunctions, and therefore they are called nirgrantha. Because the word grantha can also mean collected riches. The word nirgrantha also indicates a poor man bereft of all riches who is attempting to collect the riches.
So Atmara means person who's endeavoring to enjoy or endeavoring to get the knowledge of those 7 items, 7 were what we read. And then Nirgranth, persons who have no faith in the Granth. Okay.
The word urukrama is used to indicate a highly powerful person. Since the word krama is used to indicate the act of stepping, the word urukrama also indicates one who can step forward very far. The greatest step forward was taken by Lord Vamandeva, who covered the whole universe in 2 steps. Thus, the Supreme Lord Vamandeva is also known as the Lord Urukrama. This extraordinary feature of Lord Vamandev is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam 2.7.40. Vishnurnu viraha gananam kathamo arthitha ya partha vinya api kaver vimanye rajamsi chaskambaya swaramhasya saklata tri prishtam yasmatri samya sadanad urukam payam. No one can estimate the inconceivable potencies of Lord Vishnu. Even if one could count the number of atomic combinations in this material world, he still cannot count the different energies of the Supreme Lord. As Vamandev, the Lord was so powerful that simply by stepping forward, he covered the whole universe from Brahmalok down to Patal-lok.
So Urukrama is also another name for Lord Vamandev.
The inconceivable energies of the Lord are spread throughout the creation. He is all pervading, and by his energy, he sustains all planetary systems. Yet, through his pleasure potency, he remains situated in his personal abode known as Golok. By the expansion of his opulences, he is present in all the Vaikuntha planets as Narayan. By expanding his material energy, he creates innumerable universes with innumerable planets within them. Thus, no one can estimate the wonderful act of the Supreme Lord, and therefore, the Supreme Lord is known as Urukrama, the wonderful actor. In the Vishwa Prakash dictionary, the word krama is defined as an expert display of energies, as well as stepping forward very quickly.
Urukrama. So also Lord Vamandev, because he took the great step, and the Lord, the wonderful actor, expert display of energies, stepping forward very quickly. Is there any place where the Lord's, which does not belong to Krishna, where his energy is not present?
No,
Yeah, energies are present everywhere.
there is no.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you.
The word kurvanti means working for others. There is another word similar to this, which is used when one's activities are done for one's personal sense gratification. But the word kurvanti is used when activities are performed for the satisfaction of the Supreme. Thus, in this verse, the word can only indicate the rendering of transcendental service to the Lord.
Kurvanti, looking for the satisfaction of Krishna. This verse, so kurvanti means working for others, but when it is mentioned in this verse, it is only referring to pure devotional service.
The word hetu means reason or cause. Generally, people are engaged in transcendental activities for three reasons. Some want material happiness, some want mystic perfection, and some want liberation from the material bondage. As far as the material enjoyment is concerned, there are so many varieties that no one can enumerate them. As far as the perfection in the mystic power are concerned, there are 18. And as far as types of liberation from the material bondage are concerned, there are 5. The state of being where all these varieties of enjoyments are conspicuous by their absence is called a hetuki. The ahetuki qualification is specially mentioned because by the ahetuki service of the Lord, one can achieve the favor of the Lord.
Mm. So Prabhupada is pointing out, usually if one will engage in transcendental activities, means devotional service, because we want something. We want either material pleasure, we want mystic perfection, or we want liberation. Any of the 5 kinds of liberation. But they said 18 kinds of mystic powers. I'm not sure what the 18 are. I know there was this 8 siddhis. So the 5 liberations we know, right? The sarupya, salokya. And then when a living entity does not want any of this, no desire for material enjoyment, no desire for mystic perfection, no desire for liberation, it's called ahetuki. And by being on that platform, one can achieve the favor of the Lord. And so that's the reason the
So, does that
acharyas,
mean that,
yes,
sorry, so then the hetuki means that you are doing just to please Krishna? There is no
that's
other
right.
motive, right?
That's right. It's on love.
Okay.
The devotee's already developed his love for Krishna. He wants to engage in pure devotional service. He's completely understood his position. Then only he'll be able to come to this platform. Right?
Okay.
Yeah. And that's the reason we take the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. Like we follow the footsteps of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, how he puts himself in our position. He's teaching us out of humility. He's a great acharya, but he's teaching us how we can try to appeal to Lord Chaitanya for his mercies. Because otherwise, how will we get the favor of the Lord? Like Krishna saying, you come to this Ahaituki platform, then you will get my favor. Like even in Bhagavad Gita, he says, one who is engaged in pure devotional service, in chapter 14, then they come to my abode. But how can we come to that platform from our position where we have no qualification and we are full of material desires? And God, and Krishna himself knows what kind of desires we have. So we really appeal to the mercy of Panchatattva, Lord Chaitanya, his followers, so that we can come to this platform. So I think we'll have to stop here for today. Were there any other questions or comments?
There was also this one more line in the above that there was the 3 energies. So can you explain a little on that? That there are three energies, that from this energy he's in the Golok, then from the material energy he establishes this, and then his Vaibhav, he does the so like, can you explain that one a little?
Where is that? I'm sorry, we just read it.
Yeah, this
or-
one. He's all pervading by his energies. He sustain all planetary system.
Yeah, so it's by his spiritual energy, he's sustaining the spiritual world. By his material energy, he's sustaining the material world. And he himself, by his internal pleasure energy, his Ladini Shakti, his pleasure potency, he is in Golok Vrindavan. By material energy, he is creating this material universes. So many. Spiritual energy, he is creating, sustaining the spiritual world. And by his pleasure potency, he himself stays in Golok. So everywhere his energies are there, everywhere. Everywhere. There's nowhere that there is Krishna's energies are not there. And that's why he's called Krama, an expert display of energies. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
So let's stop here. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening in and joining in. Chaitanya ki jai, Shila Prabhupada ki jai, God Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.